example, believe that some foods don't really taste good. I hate broccoli, for example. Okay. How many of you know that actually the reason that certain foods don't taste good because you were kind of programmed like that? That some people, once you stop, kind of force yourself initially to eat something you don't like, you become crazy about it after a while. Why is that? Because it's conditioning. The smells of foods is, this is kind of funny thing. Indians, East Indians, like I was born in East India, they eat these curries and everybody says, oh, there must be some Indian in this kid's school, it smells. Terrible. How can these people eat that? But Indians who are addicted to these spices, they're like, oh, salivating. Why? Because it's conditioning. That's all it is. So it is really conditioning. It's nothing wrong in making a little bit of an effort to try to eat things that are really healthy for you. I'll tell you, they're so healthy for you. There are some foods, they don't have a dark side to them. They are so good. So there are really 5 groups of foods, generally speaking. If you take every food out there and cut it into categories for easy understanding purposes, we have carbohydrates, we have proteins and fats, and then of course we have sweets, right? And we have fruits and vegetables. It's very easy to take everything, divide that into groups. Now all of you know and heard about it that fruits and vegetables are good for you. Mama was forcing you to eat when you were a child. Broccoli, good for you, eat this. She's forcing you to eat that. But have you asked yourself why? Very often, it's very painful to ask questions and learn, so we don't bother to go farther beyond what we believe, because that's good enough. Because my mama told me so. It turns out that it is true, fruits and vegetables are good for you, but for a reason. Fruits and vegetables have 8 phytochemicals. Oh, it's a fancy word. Phyto simply means plant. Phytochemicals, chemicals that plants make. This is what physicians do. They want to impress you with all these words, which means plant chemicals. They are not more knowledgeable than you are. So these 8 chemicals that I'm going to tell you the names of, those, and I tell you where to find them, they fight all these major causes that are going to kill you. And if you consume them all your life, it's nearly almost impossible for you to get cancer, heart disease, diabetes that will kill you eventually. I know you are again thinking, what? But this is in my family. Obesity runs in my family. No, nothing runs in your family. I have a news for you. I weighed 150 pounds when I was 20 years old. When I was 30, I weighed 150 pounds. When I was 40, you already guessed what I'm about to say, I weighed 150. I just turned 50 years old, I weigh 150. You think I have such great genes? No, no, no. Look at my family. People are obese, all the problems that happen to people. It's nothing to do with my genes. I have the same genes that these other siblings have. It's the decisions that we make. I could have made a decision that I'm going to be, I'm kind of, for my height, I'm short. I should be really 140. That's the ideal textbook weight. But I just decided to be a little chubby because, I wanted some meat on me, so it looks a little better. That's my decision. But if I had decided I want to be 140, I will be 140. And guess what? When I'm 60 years old, guess what my weight is going to be? 150. When I'm 70, my weight is going to be 150. At 80, I'm going to be 150. I'm not telling you this story to impress you how good I am maintaining. It's nothing to do with that. The reason I'm giving you this example is to show you it's the decisions you make. And it's very easy to do it. The cliche is, if I can do it, you can do it. The cliche is true. Here is why the cliche is true. I'll give you guys a seminar that I should be, God willing, convince you that every single one of you have the same potential and the mental power to achieve anything in your life. Not Dr. Singh, not some fancy guy who is talking on TV has an iota of advantage over you. That is a myth. The myth of the gurus, the myth of the masters is a myth. In street language, they call it bullshit. There is no such thing. That is untrue. In one of my seminars, you will walk away with that belief. And you will, for the first time, walk out to convince, it's like an epiphany. That I wish I knew that before. That was not true. You think some people know better. Out of the 325 million people in the United States, I challenge one of them can raise their hand that he has superior abilities. No, they do not have any superior abilities. It's just that they work harder. It's all hard work. They made an effort. They master the art of living. And you can do that too. So what are those? Let's talk about vegetables. I'm going to give you 8 names, but you don't have to remember a single one of them, because there's a way, simple and stupid way, to make sure you get all 8 of them, which will keep you disease free. But I'll just shout the names at you, so just to be complete. Those are allicin, phytochemical, a plant chemical. Allicin is not the girl next door, it's spelled a little bit differently, okay? A-L-L-I-C-I-N. Second one is anthocyanin, phenolics, bioflavonoids, carotenoids, lycopene, lutein, and indole. Now, how do you get all of them without having to bother with the stupidity of these names? How do you get them? Just remember 5 colors. How you can divide every vegetable fruit in 5 colors: blue, green, red, deep yellow, deep orange, or white. Okay, so let me tell you. Again, the beauty of it, you don't have to remember anything, because all you go is to go to a store or a farmer's market and look at the colors. I can tell you the colors, the hues are due to those 8 chemicals that are disease fighting. So that's all you have to know. You don't even have to remember which fruits and vegetables has what in it, because it's unnecessary. All you have to remember is 5 colors. You have to have 5 colors in your diet. What are the examples of white color? Garlic, onions, scallions, leeks, bananas, pears, cauliflower. What do they have in them? Allicin. What does allicin does? It lowers your cholesterol. It lowers your blood pressure. It increases your ability to fight infections. Let's look at blue color. Blue or purple. It has anthocyanin and phenolics in it. What are the examples? Blackberries, blueberries, purple grapes, raisins, eggplant, plums. What do these 2 chemicals do for you? They reduce the risk of cancer and heart disease. Let's look at deep orange color. What chemicals they have in them? Bioflavonoid and carotenoid. And what are the examples? Sweet potatoes, pumpkin, carrots, citrus fruits, oranges, tangerines, grapefruit. What do these 2 chemicals do for you? They reduce the risk of cancer, heart disease, maintain your eyesight, strengthen immune system. Let's look at the red color. What is the chemical in it? Anthocyanin and lycopene. What are the examples? Tomatoes, watermelon, papaya, pink grapefruit, cherries, red apples, pomegranate, cranberries, red peppers. What does it do for you? Reduce risk of heart disease and some cancers. Last color, greens. What are the 2 chemicals in it? Lutein and indole. What does lutein and indole do for you? It protects against vision loss and cancer. What are the examples? Spinach, romaine lettuce, kale, collards, green peas, kiwi, broccoli, avocado. Now, you don't have to remember the name of any. I know some of you are writing. You don't have to remember the name of any of these fruits and vegetables. You know why? Because look at the color. Because color is due to that chemical in it. Let me give you an example. color and smell also, due to some of these chemicals. Garlic. Garlic has allicin in it, one of the 8 ones. The best way garlic works is if you eat it raw, but you smell. So it's the smell in there which is the allicin in it. That's why you eat it raw, then use mint, whatever you have to do. So the reason I'm presenting it this way is because you don't have to, last thing you have to worry about, what am I eating, what is in it. You cannot go wrong. Just please remember 5 colors. And let's move on to the next thing. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about carbohydrates. I think the key thing is just remember one word. I will simplify everything for you. Simplify it so much that all you have to remember is 10 things on your fingertips, and that alone is all the knowledge in the world that you need. You remember colors? Can you remember one more thing? Remember one word. Whenever you go get carbohydrates, whether it's going to be pasta or rice or bread, look for the word whole. Do not be fooled by looking at wheat bread. Some people think of wheat, they think it's kind of brownish. No. Unpurified things that are roughage with the roughage, you want fiber. Now fiber, there's a certain amount of fiber that is per serving. I'm purposely not discussing details of, you know what happens when in nutritional classes people get so bewildered with how many calories in this and how much of that. Please, you don't even have to look at labels. Do not waste your time. Simplify your life, please. Uncomplicate the stupidity. Take the stupidity out of your life. Live simple and beautiful life. You don't need all the knowledge in the world. You need to know a few things on your fingertips. So always, as long as you have looked at that word whole, that's all you care about. And you cannot go wrong. I want to tell you similarly a couple of things about protein and dairy. Like some people believe they have to have some meat. No, you don't. If you want to eat some lean meat, even all kinds of meat have some saturated fats in them. So there are beautiful substitutes that give you all the protein you need. So why bother? But those of you who must have it, have some lean meat. Enjoy life. This is one life to live. Enjoy it. I'm not asking you not to, but meat diet is probably not the best. But you can eat some lean meat, be careful. And whenever it comes to dairy products, you know more than I do, they have calcium, they have vitamin D, they have protein in it. Focus on 2 things. Skimmed milk, not 2% milk. You know what 2% milk is? It's a gimmick. The whole food industry is a big gimmick. 2% of what? It's not 2%. They tell you 2% of the whole thing. There's a lot of fat in there. Skimmed milk, you can't go wrong because it has all the protein, vitamin D, calcium, minerals, and other micronutrients. You can't go wrong. Similarly with soya, I'm going to talk more about soya because that's a big one. I want to just make a comment or two about other food groups like fats and sweets. And then I intend to give you a general view list of 10 disease fighting foods. If you could introduce, you can live your life on those 10 foods, you will be surprised. So many of your problems go away. You have a nice big bowel movement every morning, just at the age of 60, the same way you had when you were 12. And you feel light, your mind is sharp, and you feel younger. Everything changes. Your skin starts to improve. All your organ systems become healthier. Before I give that list, let me make a couple of comments because thank you for pointing out something about dairy products. Casein is a problem. We test people for casein allergies. There's a lot more information coming out about that. I just want you to be aware about casein allergies, and